So you solicited a trespass without doing your investigation, is what you...
Are you...
Mr. Livingston was peacefully standing on a public sidewalk exercising his well-established First Amendment right to film in public when officers detained him and demanded identification without lawful justification. The Fourth Amendment to the United States Constitution guarantees that the right of the people to be secure in their persons against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrants shall issue but upon probable cause. Every court that has examined the issue, including the Sixth Circuit, which governs Michigan, has repeatedly held that an officer must possess reasonable articulable suspicion that the person has committed, is committing, or is about to commit a crime before he may constitutionally detain that person and demand identification. Here, the dispatcher, the 911 caller, and Mr. Livingston himself all told the officers he was on the public sidewalk and had never stepped foot on Jolly Pumpkin's private property. Trespass under MCL 750.552 requires actual entry or remaining on private property after being forbidden. Because no officer had any articulable fact suggesting Mr. Livingston had ever been on private property, the detention and forced identification were unlawful from the moment Officer Sermon announced, "You're now being detained." A federal jury would have little difficulty finding that qualified immunity does not protect this seizure, paving the way for substantial damages against both the officers and the city.
Hey, what's up?
Good, yourself?
Good. So we just got a call from Jolly Pumpkin here saying they don't want you to videotape in this area right here.
Okay.
Okay. Do you have your ID on you?
Am I committing a crime?
So they just want you to be moved along from the premises.
Okay.
Have you been trespassing?
I'm not even on their property.
So this is Jolly Pumpkin's property right here.
The public sidewalk is their property? I mean, they clearly roped off what they're using.
This is for seating right here.
This is...
Hey, what's up, bro?
Do you mind if I see your ID?
Have I done something wrong?
So they just want you moved along, so we don't know if it's up to go in there and ask them if they want you trespassing or not. To be on the property. I'm not trying to make it hard for you at all.
I'm not trying to either. I just really believe that I'm on public property, not their property, and therefore I'm not committing a crime. I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm taking pictures in public, which is a First Amendment right. Therefore, I shouldn't be. It shouldn't be ID. I shouldn't be trespassed. I shouldn't be anything. I don't. This is where I'm at. I mean,
yeah, I understand. Ultimately, they just don't want you on their property anymore because it can kind of make other people feel uncomfortable in the area. It's making staff feel uncomfortable.
To stop the trespass, I'll move down to the end of their barrel, and then it's confusing to me, but then I'm off their property even though it's public sidewalk, right?
I mean, this is technically like their property here. They have, so if you're on like their premises here, they just don't want you around their business right now because it's making people feel uncomfortable a little bit, so. What are you taking pictures of? Just like students and stuff? Or?
I was just walking along taking pictures until one of their customers called me back and a couple other things, and then I saved.
Okay. Alright. Well, Officer Sermon is in there right now just talking to staff about it, and if anything, they just want you moved along, so we'll just wait a minute here. Are you from the area?
I follow you on Facebook.
Okay.
I was making a Bath Township joke when he came up, but...
Hi. You looking for our manager? Whoever, yes. Okay. He'll probably be the best person to talk to.
Thank you.
We have your candy box right here, okay? Here you go. You're welcome.
Hi. Are you the one that called on him? Okay. You want him trespass?
Yes.
Yes? Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Of course.
Alright, my man. You got your ID on you?
Have I broken the law?
No, they want you trespass, so therefore we have the right to ID.
I have a right to leave then, right?
No. You are now being detained because you are going to be trespassed. I need to identify you before you're trespassed. In order to write you your trespass notice.
That's good that you took the glasses off, man.
trespassed me from this sidewalk.
What's that? No, you're trespassing this establishment.
But I'm not in the establishment.
They have the right to trespass you.
I've never been on their property.
They have the right to trespass you.
So I can stay here.
The sidewalk is public.
So I can stay here.
You have a
You're
First
just
Amendment right.
trespassing me from walking inside. Okay.
No.
I don't know why you would want to do that because they're frustrated with you.
I don't know why they would trespass me from their property without even being on their property.
talking to your back.
They have the right to do that. It is a private establishment. It is a private establishment.
about people talking.
That I never entered.
Yeah, but you're talking when I'm watching.
Okay, is that the one from Java?
Right?
If they would like you trespassed, you're trespassing.
If the field house across the street calls you and says they want me trespassed because I'm on a sidewalk, you're going to do it?
Sure.
So anybody,
I highly doubt
you can
that that's...
trust anybody off of
I
the sidewalk.
highly doubt that Fieldhouse would call and have you trespass just because you're standing on a sidewalk.
Felt the same way about the Jolly Pumpkin.
Okay.
But that's being proved wrong.
Okay.
I guess I can go talk to them and double check.
Can I answer any questions for you?
How am I being trespassed off a property I never stepped foot on?
We're not trespassing.
That's what they told me, and that's what they used to get my ID from me.
No, we're not going to trespass. We're making
Oh, it was just getting my ID. I told.
well, we just
We're not a stop and ID state. I was breaking no law. They told me I had to.
we're not trespassing. You go inside.
No, but you broke my Fourth Amendment right.
Establishment thought you were on their property.
No, they didn't.
That's what they told them.
And I told it, and during the investigation, I clearly stated where I was.
Well, private
I even offered to walk down there.
Private establishments. Private establishments can.
No, but I do like them. Have a good day.
Private establishments can trespass you. Correct.
If I'm on their property.
Private establishments can trespass you.
If I'm on their property, correct?
Yeah, that's what.
And I was never on their property.
That's what they told us.
Your cops used a trespass warning threat to get my ID from me. Now they got it. Everything's fine now, right?
It's all day today. Nobody wants to let anyone talk.
What happened if I didn't? What happened if I refused to give my ID to your officer?
Commit a crime. They'd have to determine if you committed a crime.
They told me I did. They told me I was being trespassed and they needed my ID to trespass me.
Okay.
Repeatedly, they said it. I have it.
Okay. Would you like to show it to me?
Sure.
Can we find a way to mediate this where there's not issues between you and Jolly Pumpkin?
Well, right now my issue is with you guys forcing me to give you my ID.
Okay, I am investigating a possible trespass. Okay, I have reasonable suspicion to ID you because a crime is
You
afoot.
have reasonable.
I don't know when I come
we have
on
to
scene
talk
and
to
I make
everybody
contact with
to
you.
determine if you were inside or on their property.
And he did go in and talk. Did they lie? Did they lie to you? No,
they
you
just
went
said-
inside before you took my ID. You went inside and talked to them.
I said, would you like him trespass from your property? They said yes. So then I came outside here.
So you solicited a trespass without doing your investigation. Is what you.
Are you willing to have a conversation with me or no?
You just said you went inside to find out if
Correct.
I went on their property,
I
but
told
you
you
went
exactly
inside
what I
and
said.
said,
So them
"Do you want him
them calling
trespassed?"
us is giving us the reasonable suspicion to make contact with you, correct?
No, I can call the cops on them.
Yeah, we can go talk.
Yes.
Yeah, we can go talk
Yes,
to them
100%.
and investigate it.
Why would you? I mean, what are they doing wrong? I can
Why-
see from here.
Well, what are you doing?
All they're
They
doing is
called
being
us.
beautiful.
They called us for
I
trespassing.
mean,
Well, what are you doing wrong?
That's what they call us. I'll even tell you what they
right.
call us.
You should have never even talked to me.
The officers repeatedly insisted they could trespass him from the establishment, even though he had never entered it. Michigan's criminal trespass statute, MCL 750.552, states in pertinent part, a person shall not enter the lands or premises of another after having been forbidden to do so, or remain after being notified to depart. Because Mr. Livingston had never crossed the property line, Jolly Pumpkin had no legal ability to forbid him from entering, or order him to leave, property they do not own, the public sidewalk. A private business cannot trespass someone from public property, and police cannot enforce a legally impossible trespass order. When Officer Sermon detained Mr. Livingston solely to write him a trespass notice for property he had never been on, he executed a textbook false arrest under color of law. Courts routinely award damages when officers detain citizens to issue trespass warnings that have no legal. This is precisely the type of blatant constitutional violation that juries punish with 6- and 7-figure verdicts.
That's what the call is.
Right. So you should have
Exactly.
never even talked to me.
Exactly.
When you see me driving by,
So-
went, oh wow, that's
so-
guys in public
So yes,
taking
I went,
pictures.
how do I know?
Can I have my ID back?
Can we find a way to mediate this where there's not an issue between you and Jolly Pumpkin?
Arrest me.
Why wouldn't you want that to happen? Why would I want to do that?
Well, as of right now, I mean, that's the only way you're going to get me to leave. If you want to arrest me for being on public property, and then you can appease their feelings, make them feel better.
That's not my goal. That's not why I'm a
Well,
police
it's not my
officer.
goal either.
Okay, so that's why I'm asking.
Asking me what?
Can we be adults about this, and can we mediate to where they're happy and you're not recording their customers, and you just move down the block, down to that tree, and you record the sidewalk, whatever else from over in there?
I'm not going to coddle the feelings. I was never on their property. First Amendment, you heard of that one? Right? Silence is usually taken as a no. Anyway, what do you want to do here?
I told you what I want to do. I would like to mediate the situation between you and Jolly Pumpkin.
Well, earlier I offered to move down off of the sidewalk in front of their property.
I do not recall that.
Well, do you? No? Okay, well, I offered to move down there, but you were consent with the,
I don't know if I was
Why would I
inside
wanna
during
stay
that.
here?
I do not recall that. I apologize for not recalling that. Can we do that now?
no, you forced my ID, man. Now I'm here.
Yes, and I had every reason to force your ID. Okay, I did.
Did you have a suspicion that I committed a crime?
Yes.
What was the call? The guy on the camera taking pictures of their
Harassing customers. Correct.
That does not say that I was on their property. You went in and solicited trespass, you came out, you got the
I
ID.
asked him a question,
Because you
and
guys
yes,
are all
I
ID
asked for your
hungry.
Okay, thank you.
Have they been educated, Sarge?
About you being allowed to film publicly,
Yes.
but guests have left because they felt uncomfortable with you getting in their face. They even cover up their faces, I was told. So now we're looking at harassment too, sir.
The camera's not harassment. I didn't talk to him.
Yeah, but that's what the
I didn't
manager
talk
said.
to him.
So that's what she said. They lost guests because they felt harassed by you.
Based off of how they feel, not based off of how you feel. If they feel harassed in a
So that is a crime as well.
It's based off of law.
Yes,
Harassment
the law
is a crime.
the law is
If they feel harassed, a reasonable person would feel harassed. That is harassed. You feel harassed right now?
I know this.
Are you a reasonable person? Okay, well, I'm doing more right now with you than I was them because I wasn't even talking to them. How they feel, not how I feel. You just said a reasonable person and you're a reasonable person. I'm feeling that maybe they were unreasonable in their expectations.
and that's where you can.
They could have sat inside, sir.
But they didn't want to. They covered their faces. I was told by the manager, and they
Why?
left because they're not happy with that. They said they asked you to stop, and there was a little disagreement between you and the guests.
Nope.
That's what I was.
I didn't say a word.
That's what I was told. They said they covered their faces and then they left because they didn't want to be filmed. So I don't know how anybody can feel a certain way. Right? You can feel a certain way. They can feel a certain way. And people have the right to feel that way. If they feel a certain way, they feel harassed by you. They can feel that way, correct?
Well, what I'm hearing though is a lot of feelings. Feelings.
That's their feelings. I don't control people's feelings. So we can ask them, but they left. It'd be really nice to ask them, but they left. So, do you have any other questions for us?
No, are you done harassing me? Telling me that I have to leave?
I never told you that you had to leave. I told you you could stay right there.
Okay, well, you wanted to become an amicable situation where they were happy and I was happy.
Correct, I did do that. You are correct. I did do that, and I asked you to stand over there. Yes, you are right. I did do that. I never ordered you to leave.
They could have said, that's their business, that's the people that want to see.
You're in public. I'm sorry. Would you like to move inside? I can do that. Create your own privacy. If you don't want to be filmed in public or seen in public, maybe you shouldn't sit outside.
People allowed to sit there and ask you to not film them and not be upset by it. Can they be upset?
Can they? Sure. Sure. Can they call the cops and threaten a trespass? You know? Men with guns came because of a guy with camera. Breaking news. Three.
That's not why.
Three.
I'm the supervisor, and that's going at you too.
I appreciate you showing up because I don't trust these two. Not the way they were going. And can I have your card? Sure. I'll send you a copy later.
And not everyone is always educated around here as well in their phone piece. So we try to do that.
And that's part of what this is, the education. They didn't want to talk to me about it, though. They wanted to talk to you about it, so you had to do the
When I go to a
education.
restaurant, I don't want to talk to people walking by.
I don't even want you to show up. Tell dispatch. He's a guy with a camera. I talked to him already.
Did you have a loudspeaker too earlier?
Nope.
Someone said there's some other people with a loudspeaker. See, that's how. And it was just right over at.
I got a bag of math stuff. No. They've been on this
So right before this, I got called to said a guy had a loudspeaker in here. Registered but like he could talk out in public. And you already know this. Whoever was in here, white shirt, white male, white shirt here, and a loudspeaker. So you know how people are. They don't have all the facts. We go figure it out. That's kind of what it
But
is.
it does seem like your officer there solicited trespass without an investigation.
And that's your opinion, and you're very open to that.
When did you find out I was never on their property?
Send me that and we can talk, okay? I work Sunday as well.
All right, thank you, sir. Thank you for your professionalism.
When mediation failed, the sergeant pivoted to the claim that Mr. Livingston's filming constituted harassment because patrons felt harassed. East Lansing Code, Section 2667, and Michigan Stalking Statute, ATS MCL 750.411, both require 1, intent to harass, 2, a course of conduct or repeated acts that serve no legitimate purpose, and 3, conduct that would cause a reasonable person emotional distress, while expressly exempting constitutionally protected activity and conduct that serves a legitimate purpose. Filming police misconduct in government buildings from public property has been repeatedly recognized as core First Amendment activity with a clear legitimate purpose. Merely pointing a camera at patrons seated in an outdoor patio visible from the public sidewalk without threats, without following, without blocking, or even speaking to them cannot meet the statutory elements of harassment or stalking as a matter of law. Threatening arrest for harassment under these facts is retaliation for protected First Amendment conduct, exposing the officers and the city to additional liability under 42 U.S.C. Section 1983 for First Amendment retaliation, a claim that almost always defeats qualified immunity and frequently results in punitive damage awards. When a knowledgeable citizen stands his ground with a camera and a calm explanation of the law, bad policing collapses, and the civil rights lawsuit that follows often ends with a very expensive lesson for the department. Mr. Livingston's restraint and documentation turned an attempted intimidation into what is likely to become another very large settlement, or verdict against the East Lansing Police Department. Like and subscribe for more police cam stories. Watch the next recommended video. Click to watch now.